the eve of January 1st, 1863, the first watch night service took place. On that night, enslaved and free African Americans gathered in churches and private homes all across the country, awaiting news that the Emancipation Proclamation had taken effect. At the stroke of midnight, prayers were answered as all enslaved people in Confederate states were declared legally free. Union soldiers, many of whom were Black, marched onto plantations and across cities in the South, reading small copies of the Emancipation Proclamation, spreading the news of freedom in Confederate states. Only for the 13th Amendment did emancipation end slavery throughout the United States. But not everyone in Confederate territory would immediately be free. Even though the Emancipation Proclamation was made effective in 1863, it could not be implemented in places still under Confederate control. As a result, in the westernmost Confederate states of Texas, enslaved people would not be free until much later. Freedom finally came on June 19, 1865, when some 2,000 Union troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas. The Army announced that more than 250,000 enslaved Black people in the state were free by executive decree. This day came to be known as Juneteenth by the newly freed people in Texas. As our Kevin Donnelly, our associate professor of history, shared, many of the early celebrations of Juneteenth were often met with physical violence and lynching, and that it has always served as a reminder of enduring racism in America, whether it's Jim Crow or modern police brutality. There's this sense that slavery is a distant thing in the past that doesn't really have any importance in today's society. But what a holiday like Juneteenth can show is that slavery has had a lasting impact on America. Juneteenth is a celebration of freedom and ongoing victories. However, we should also use this time to recognize that there is still many injustices that inhibit full access to freedom.
You can't separate peace from freedom because no one can be at peace unless they have freedom. Malcolm X. On June 19, 1865, the last enslaved African Americans were told they were free in the state of Texas. This is a day that is historically and in present day has been described as having particular significance to African Americans. But this day should matter to us all. Although I am no expert about Juneteenth, I aspire to learn more information about my history and spread my knowledge with others. Happy Juneteenth, and remember, no one is free unless we are all free.
Juneteenth was a waking up. As we continue on the journey to wake up as a nation, we can think of this prayer. Wake me up, Lord. Wake me up, Lord, so that the evil of racism finds no home within me. Keep watch over my heart, Lord, and remove from me any barriers to your grace that oppress and offend my brothers and sisters. Fill my spirit, Lord, so that I may give services of justice and peace. Clear my mind, Lord, and use it for your glory. And finally, remind us, Lord, that you said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Amen. Our birthday, let us march on.